I'm here today with
Hi.
Cristina Landsburg, and we're going to talk about astrology and paranormal, possibly, and magic today. So, welcome, Christina, to my
Hi.
channel.
Thank you so much, Nathan. I appreciate the opportunity to do this.
Yeah,
This is an experience for me, learning curve, so more just experience and whatnot. And it's fascinating me actually because it aligns with my work. Leo rising, if I remember correctly, that's what you are.
yeah, I'm a Leo rising.
So you help me with my work.
um,
You fall into my second house. I'm a Cancer rising, so you literally fall into my second house.
oh,
And then you help me with my aspirations. Your Taurus falls into my 11th house, so my dreams and aspirations. So this is aligned with my work. So it's perfect. And that's just basically astrology in a nutshell, in simplicity.
yeah, yeah. So about astrology. So, what do you think about the recent one? How Pluto went into Aquarius. What does that mean for everybody? If you want to elaborate on that.
Well, it's all about innovation, and Aquarius is all about being authentic. And for me, when I look at authenticity, it means you are going to shine your brightest way, being uh, your most, well, your most unapologetic self is what it comes down to. And yeah, that's really what it comes down to. Innovation is what I really hear. And for me, being authentic is literally what I'm doing right now. Authentic because, I don't know much about technology. You would think I would know a lot about technology, but I do not. So this would be a prime example of me being authentic and so forth. So when I say innovative, we're kind of the rebels of the energy. Yes, we might be disciplined. Yes, Aquarius likes to work hard. Yes, they follow through, but they are the humanitarians of the zodiac. So that's kind of how that plays into effect. So when I look at how does it affect the collective, we are going to see a revolution in things. So people are feeling that it's going to revolutionize technology. It absolutely will revolutionize technology, but I also feel like people have been so detached from the physical realm of what society wants them to be, and I feel like that's where we're headed. We're going to see an uprising as the transits move through Uranus in Gemini, which is the upcoming transit of 25, 26 through 2030, I believe, is the Uranus transit in Gemini. It's a short transit because Gemini air fast moving. So that's kind of where I'm feeling. And based on history, we had the Civil War back in the last time that Pluto transitioned Aquarius. So that's where people are like, oh, hey, that's what's going on. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to see a change in society, is what we're going to see. And of course, Saturn co rules Aquarius. So for me, that's where the boundary settings and the disciplinary comes into perspective. But like I said, Aquarius likes to be a bit more rowdy, but discipline rowdy. They like to challenge the norms because they do not fit the normal. Most Aquarius that I know, they consider themselves alienated, and myself included. I feel very alienated with the Taurus Sun in the 11th house, which is home to Aquarius energy in the natal charts. People get confused when they see a sun in the 11th house. They're like, but that's Aquarius energy. I'm like, yes, it's the Aquarius energy, but that energy that's sitting in the 11th house is going to take on that perspective of the Aquarius, but it's going to shift based on the energy. So if you have a Cancer sun in the 11th house, you're going to see a little bit more intuitiveness towards the humanitarian. They're going to be a bit more nurturing towards it. And so like someone like myself, yes, I'm very grounded in my dreams and my ambitions and my aspirations, whereas somebody with a Gemini sun in the 11th house, they're going to be a bit more knowledgeable about their community, and they're going to be a bit more knowledgeable about what what they're striving for. They might be a bit more communicative towards what they're seeking and their hopes and their dreams. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a lot of information for my mind because it's just me.
I know.
But you're very knowledgeable about that. But from what I've read, I think in 2025 as well, I think Saturn moves into Aries, right?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Saturn in Aries is all about initiation. So Aries is initiative. Aries is the warrior, the first energy of the zodiac. So you were planting some seeds is basically what's coming into it perspective. And Aries wants to be direct. And in Saturn Aries, it's a little bit more rowdy because Saturn's not really at home in Aries because it's the Mars energy, and the Mars energy is all about initiation and taking action, whereas Saturn is more about the awareness perspective. So when you put the two together, you kind of get a clash of energy. And so that's why people are like, it's not a great placement for Saturn, but it works because the initiation gets people to follow through.
Sure. So there's going to be some type of clash of energies there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the humanitarian, technology, innovation with initiation.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the energy. So it's pretty much getting like the collective energy to actually get in line in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how I'm perceiving that or taking that? Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So that's very interesting. So going onwards after I think because I think Aries leaves Saturn. Or how long does it stay in Saturn?
Saturn is usually 2.5 years transit wise.
That's what I figured.
Pluto is the most slowest moving.
Yeah.
Because I've learned from my studies, and I did some digging the other day, but when Saturn moves into Pisces, not Saturn, excuse me, when Pluto leaves Aquarius after 20 years, we are going to see Pisces Pluto, and it's going to be there for 24 years. And if you look at Neptune Pisces, we've seen it sitting there for almost 15 plus years already currently. So it's a slow moving transit, Pluto.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. So
it's very interesting.
It's because we got all these rare alignments, and if you remember 2020, how we had like I think it was like two lunar eclipses in like 1 month.
Yeah,
and then like not too long after that, we had like the rare solar eclipse as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we keep getting all these alignments and stuff. Like, what is going on in your opinion? Like seems kind of crazy to me.
Honestly, that was a really challenging time for myself. I saw a lot of things coming and going, a lot of things falling, things that didn't serve people. That's kind of where my own energy is at play here, because I was in the midst of my own Saturn return during that time period. So yeah, people rebelled. People were a bit more prone to be like, oh, we're not going to do this. And we didn't like this and we rebelled. And that's kind of Aquarius in a nutshell. So we got a kind of a little preview of it during COVID of what Pluto Aquarius is going to be like, because Saturn in Aquarius, again, it's all about challenging the beliefs and challenging society and challenging authority. So any authoritative figures is kind of the vibe of what we had a preview of during COVID, and now it's just a matter of, do we want to push that even further and go from there? And for myself, yeah, I'm absolutely here to innovate and push people into their best self, because when I push people into their best selves, it pushes me into my best self, because when I heal others, I heal myself.
True. That I believe in that as well. I agree with you completely. So, what is your opinion on starseeds?
Honestly, I've done my dabbling into the star seeds, but do I believe it? No.
Okay.
It's just it's there to give you perspective and form your own belief system. That's what it comes down to. That's where a lot of these rabbit holes are. They're there to give you the perspective and form your own opinion based on your
Yeah.
own energy and your intuition, and take what resonates and leave the rest.
Do you believe? So you believe you don't believe in the starseed thing, but
No, not really.
okay. So you don't believe that some souls can come from different planets, and I respect that. Um, what do you think started the whole starseed thing then?
I think it was, honestly, it comes to me like when I think about it, like it's a sense of belonging, because there's so many people that felt like they didn't belong. So
Okay, yeah, I can see
star
that.
seeds was kind of like, okay, how can I interpret that, and how it became a sense of belonging.
Yeah,
And you can it's basically, that's what it feels like. It feels like a sense of belonging to those who feel like they don't belong anywhere, but at the end of the day, you belong right where you need to be. And again, it comes back to that whole Aquarius thing of, you don't need to fit into those communities. You don't need to fit into that crowd. You don't need to fit into that trendsetter. Yes, Aquarius might be trend setting, because they tend to trend set with the innovative, with the things that they've already, so like, for example, the hipster jeans, the ones with like I can't even think, like the bell bottoms. That is such an Aquarius vibe. The bell bottoms.
yeah. Let me give you a little pushback. Like I believe the starseed thing can be a possibility. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I, I, I I really do believe that that's probably what's happening. It's probably the case, but I don't think it's like um, exactly how a lot of people believe it is. But I do believe that it can be a thing, and I do believe
Mm-hmm.
souls can come from different dimensions, possibly, or different planets, maybe, and then come
Mm.
here for some reason. Now, is it now? What's debatable is the reason why starseeds are coming. Is it to uplift humanity, or I don't know. Who knows? That's debatable. But I do believe that's a possibility. But do I have proof of it? No, I don't have evidence. But I think I could see your perspective and your point of view about how it gives people a sense of belonging to something like a club or a group. Like when you're a kid and everyone has their own cliques. Like you have the emo crowd, you have the jocks and stuff like that. I can see where you're coming from there, but I respect your opinion on it 100%. Like I can also see your perspective and your point of view on it as well. So let's move on to tarot. What do
Okay. I
are
like
you?
tarot.
I do too. I love tarot as well. Um, so what is your advice or your opinion on tarot?
That it's a tool, and the tool is there to help guide you. And at the end of the day, it's listening to your inner voice is what tarot is there to teach us.
Yeah, I agree with that. A lot of people like to demonize it and stuff. Do you think tarot is like the gateway door to like the devil or some crap? Like a lot of people believe.
Absolutely not.
Okay, I don't. I agree with you. I do tarot. I don't think it's a gateway, but I believe there are certain tools though that could be like a
Mm-hmm.
lot like the Ouija board or something. I believe that's a possibility. It could be for people who don't
Yes.
really know what they're doing, and
Yes.
they're opening themselves up to possibly things they don't understand. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. And that's where it comes back to the whole star seed, right? It's, again, it's just another perspective. And for me, I'm all about perspective, being who I am, because I didn't have perspective as a child. I was Once I hit my 20s and I went away to school, I was put into a position where I was forced into different perspectives, and it opened my eyes, and what did I come away with? Knowledge of different perspectives. And that's one thing that I am most thrilled about with my energy, is that I've been able to gain perspective and teach perspective. And I'm always learning as a student, but also as a teacher, because you learn from people. And that's the one thing I like about my energy, is that I can intermingle. I can go from teacher to student in a just a quick snap of a finger. And right now I'm doing both, intermingling, what's no, that's not what I want, intermingle.
Yeah.
So yeah, it fascinates me to gain perspective. And the best part about this today, Nathan, is that I will take away your perspective, and it would probably change me yet again.
Oh, thank you. Vice versa. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, do you have any tips for people that want to learn tarot, or do you have any advice to give them?
Anyone that's looking to learn tarot, personally, would be to book a reading with somebody in your local community, or somebody like myself who's online. And I generally draw on people who are newbies to the energy, because they feel safe within my space. But otherwise, if you're looking to start, you want to start with something simple. So just kind of go with what feels natural. So if you're looking for a deck, the reality is that deck will appear to you when you least expect it, because you've asked for a deck to show to you. That's kind of how my energy showed. I asked for a tarot deck, and it just showed up to me. I don't own that tarot deck anymore, but it was a gateway into my own intuition, and it was fascinating, and it served its purpose. And when it served its purpose, I was like, okay, let's get rid of it now. But the point being is, the intuition is the most important part with choosing a deck. If the deck doesn't feel right to you, don't select it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's logical advice. I appreciate you for that. Um, let's talk about paranormal and ghosts and stuff.
Okay.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Why do you think they remain here? Is it because they can't go anywhere else because they're trapped permanently, or they choose to stay here?
I feel like they choose to stay here because they haven't finished their soul's purpose on Earth, so they don't know that they're on the other side. Because I was once told that you can set boundaries with them, and absolutely, I set boundaries with the energy all the time. Having experienced some experiences with ghosts myself, and like, I would love to share a personal experience, because when I was 21, my father passed away, and before he passed away, he showed me himself. I had seen a black entity, and I didn't know what it was. And then one moment in the middle of the late morning, like 1 a.m., 2 in the morning, he showed me himself. I saw his face physically. It was just a white, I don't know how else to describe it. It was see-through, but I could see his face. That's how he was, but he seemed happy. And then I blinked, and poof, gone. And from that point, I don't know if I had gotten into bed or what, but I'd seen some more visions of him, and he was just at peace. And I woke up, and I was like, I didn't know what I experienced, but it was divine, and it was beautiful. And it made me feel comforting that he was on the other side protecting me, because there had been energies in my space that I didn't like, because I definitely have attracted demons. And I just felt an inner calmness. So yeah, I absolutely do believe in paranormal, because in another experience, after I had done a haunted walk when I was 11 or 12, and I was in the city of Kingston, Ontario, Canada, for anyone that's watching at a later time, but we'd gone back to the hotel, and the hotel had been considered a haunted space. And being 11 or 12 at this point, I was paranoid with my own energy and the experience of the haunted walk. And I remember I blinked and there was this another, it was an energy, it was a little girl. I couldn't see her face, but she was down so somber, and she was in a blue dress, blonde hair, and she was crying. I couldn't tell what had happened to her, but I blinked and she was gone. And those two experiences stuck with me for the rest of my days. And I still like to tell people when I meet them, when we come into conversations like this. And this is me being a bit vulnerable. So I appreciate the vulnerability opportunity, because experiences shape us, but experiences also show us what we're capable of. And I'm definitely capable of seeing the other side. Am I ready for that? I don't know. I feel like those entities were there to teach me some boundaries, because I just feel like, what's the word I want? As a Scorpio moon, I guess, I'm just surrounded by death constantly. So it was just, I guess, a form of boundary, being comfortable with death. And I'm absolutely comfortable with death. I have no problem talking about it. I have no problem explaining to people that I just witnessed somebody die, or I've had near-death experiences. So, like, I guess it's just a part of my natural being of who I am. And maybe that's what I'm here to express today.
I respect that. I'm glad you have a connection to the divine. I'm glad you still have that connection to your father. I'm sorry that he passed away.
It's okay.
And I'm glad you still have that connection. And I think that's what it's all about, really, is about connection and maintaining those connections, even when we pass on and pass away. We still exist at some level.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that gives a lot of people a lot of closure. When maybe not when we tell people our experiences, maybe they don't believe us. But when someone experiences the divine and paranormal for themselves, it gives you a sense of peace, calm, and belonging, in my opinion. And those are powerful experiences that no matter what people say, you know what is true.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for sharing that with us here. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're most welcome. I'm happy to share my experiences. That is something I have always been good at, is explaining to people about what I've gone through.
Yeah. I understand that. Well, that's rough. I don't know. You kind of got me. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Honestly, I'm just wishing to hope that after today that I can take away this experience, and knowing that I'm going to reach a different audience after today, and hope that people will contact me. They can contact me through Facebook. At this point, Moonstone Astrology
What's it called?
Pardon?
What's the name of your Facebook?
Moonstone Astrology.
Moonstone Astrology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I think I'm subscribed. Okay. Just clarifying it for everyone. You can find Cristina at Moonstone Astrology on Facebook.
Yes, please.
And do you have a YouTube or no?
No, not at the moment. That's something else that it's interesting to me, that everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna have success online." I don't want success online. I want to be that person where you come to meet me at like a market, or you come to meet me at my own little witchy shop. And that's kind of where I'm headed. That's kind of where I've been putting my energy into.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps telling me online is where I need to be. I'm like, but I don't enjoy it. It doesn't light me up. It does not bring me excitement. It does not bring me joy. It brings me it brings me down, is what it brings me down. And I have no problem setting boundaries with things, and that was something I've learned in the last 3 weeks is I can continue to maintain my boundaries. And right now, I'm maintaining my boundaries and filling my cup up, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So when you offered me this opportunity for an interview, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it because that is one thing I love about the universe and energy and life is that everything comes back full circle. Just because something wasn't working, something else is going to step into your space, and you're going to get to try again at something that didn't go well the first time.
Thank you so much for that. And that's a beautiful way to put it, to phrase all that. Um, so before I let you go, I have one question. What is the meaning of magic to you? How do you define that?
When I look at magic, I see it as wonderful and childlike and imaginative. And when I think of magic, I think of the witches brewing a potion, or when I think of it, I think of Harry Potter. And it's funny that you asked me that because I didn't think I was a witch, but obviously I am because I am able to create brews and I am able to create manifests and I am able to and create spells based on things that I say or speak. And a witch typically does manifest rather quickly, but at the same time, it comes down to the mindset. But otherwise, how do I see magic? I see it as fun, and I see it as fun. And
Yeah,
it brings a lot of mystery, but it also brings comfort to people. But I see it more as a mysterious energy that most people are afraid to touch because they don't understand that magic has so many different forms. It doesn't have to it doesn't have to be negative all the time. Magic can be beautiful. Magic can be it basically is what how I see it is it's another form of hope. It's another form of faith. It's another form of it's in a way it's a type of religion, but at the end of the day, it's a practice that has been practiced for thousands of centuries, and it's a matter of how do you want to perceive the term. And for me, I see magic as a beautiful, whimsical expression of oneself.
thank you. That's awesome. That's well put. So, Christina, thank you for being here with me today, and hopefully we'll collab soon in the future too. And just message me, and we'll see what we can do. Where our schedule is. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you so much. I appreciated the opportunity, and so yeah, thank you so much, Nathan.
Thank you. Thank you too. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.